What's good, Elevators? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. All right, everyone. It has been made official. Mona Love is a part of the JBP, and Joe made sure to let us know that it would be starting off at once a week for as long as she wants to be there. Meaning until they drive her up a wall and she gets smoothed the hell up out of there. But considering this was her first episode, you can see first episode jitters. You can see there is a stark difference in being a guest for an episode or doing an interview as opposed to being a co-host. Shout out to Mona. She you could tell she's an A mic on her pod because a lot of the segments that she was going off on, she was going off on as far as time limit. Joe was talking about getting the Grammy music, and he meant it. Like, I got to put a time limit on you. It's funny because I couldn't get the other one to talk, but I need to put a time limit on you. It's clear as day. Mona is not going to take anything from anyone. When they asked her how did she feel after the first day, she told them point blank, y'all niggas don't do any prep. There's no meetings. We don't have huddles. I don't know what the hell is going on. These cold starts I'm not used to. It's too loud in here. She was saying everything Melissa wanted to say. And speaking of Melissa, shout out to Melissa. They shouted her out again. And given that Mona's only coming on one day a week, is that for the main pods? Because Joe said half a day at the end of the pod. Will she only be on the main pods like Mark was supposed to be? Or is she going to transition over to Patreon? Because Flip kept alluding to the Patreon episode. That was his way of figuring out if she was going to be on Patreon or not. Flip is doing his own set of pocket watching. Malona. Mona is not going to let any of this shit slip by her. Any of it. One thing I noticed, she's going to punch. She's not pulling any punches. If there's a celebrity out there that she has an issue with, she's going to speak on it. If there's a celebrity out there moving funky, she's going to speak on it. And at the end of the day, that's what we want on the podcast. We need a breath of fresh air. We need sincerity. We need someone that's not afraid to lose relationships in this industry. And she was getting very vulnerable at the end of the pod, speaking on what happened at her last venture. They were telling her straight to her face, this is not working out. Maybe you need to work on yourself. And I didn't look at Joe's face as she was saying this, but maybe I should have. Maybe I should have peeped if he was looking in the direction of Flip. Mona is going to bring out a lot of flaws in the co-host. You can tell Mark and Parks are going to get upset with how long she talks, and they're going to do in the way that they do best, tell her that she's fucking up the energy of the pod. And she's going to bark back at them. She already let Mark know, hey, they tell you not to meet your rivals. They tell you not to meet your idols. They tell you got to, if you idolize somebody, you got to keep them at a distance. That way they can hold the same power in your head. Because once you meet them and you realize they're just a regular person like you, the mystique wears off. Overall, I'm happy. I was a little nervous because I could tell she was nervous. And she's trying to pick her spots. How many times did Joe and Parks and Flip have to tell her to speak into the mic? That's not something that she's accustomed to on her own pod. Not speaking into the mic. Someone telling her to speak into the mic. So it's going to be fun to watch that adjustment period that she's going to have to go through. There's a lot of things that happened in this first episode that we can speak on. So much so that I was able to tie a couple of things in together. And there's multiple situations that I want to speak on, but they all need their own video. Mona versus Flip is a real thing. And normally that would be a Patreon drop, but I'm absolutely giving that to y'all on these YouTube streets later on today. Mona versus Flip is a real thing. Mona is also going to be a heavy advocate of Melissa Ford. That will be another topic, which I will speak on Patreon. Mona is going to be the X factor to a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes at the JVN. Joe said, he alluded to it, your ass spoke too soon. Had to give you a little pow pow. And then one thing that she spoke on, and I'll probably end this video with this, was her getting her YouTube channel demonetized and suspended for things that she said about Charlie Kirk. Did that expedite the process of her moving over to the JBN? And then they were speaking on another venture that I had no earthly idea about. She got released from there. That's when she was speaking or being vulnerable. So there's a lot of baggage coming with Mona over here, and she's walking into a place that already has a lot of baggage. So people speaking on the implosion, I didn't think it and I didn't see it at first, but now that I know that she's coming in with baggage, into the baggage that's already, or to all the turmoil that's already going on behind the scenes, it's going to be very interesting to the rest of this year. I was going to say the next 2 or 3 weeks, but the rest of the year, because now we have to see if Melissa A is coming back, and if she comes back, is she going to work with Mona? Because one thing that helps Melissa in this case is Mona not liking Flip. I would love to see that dynamic play out in real time, especially with all three of them on the same pod. But y'all let me know in the comment section, was this a good introduction as far as your first day officially on the pod? Are y'all indifferent with her being on the pod? Are you excited with her being on the pod? Are there things that y'all feel she can get better on? Are there things that she does well already that y'all feel like highlighting? Y'all let me know everything in the comments. And I haven't been responding to a bunch of comments as of late, but please believe I do read each and every comment that I heart. Every time y'all see me in the comments, I'm reading all the comments. So I am absolutely looking forward to hearing what y'all have to say about this. There's no reason for the I told you so's. We were just speaking on it. You got to go up. You can't make a downgrade for Melissa. And now, if you truly are trying to hire Sasha, it makes it easier because she's not being seen as the replacement for Melissa Ford. So everything that I was saying yesterday, you won't even have to hear that going forward because the spotlight won't be on her. It's going to be on the dynamic of Mona, Melissa, and Queen's Flip. I'm telling you, Queen's Flip is the overall X factor, but Mona is going to be the X factor that pieces everything together or gets everything to disseminate. So it's going to be very interesting next few weeks. But y'all let me know in the comments. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the page if you have it. If you have, you already know how we rocking over here. You already know what it is, man. Just going to keep turning up. See y'all. I see y'all, the analytics going up. I see y'all, and I appreciate y'all sincerely. Peace.